Okay, so we're really late because we had
House of
we
Devil.
had dinner and then we got really engulfed in a really bad Lifetime movie.
You know, it happens.
And we had to see what happened at
It
the end.
happens. Yeah.
And it was over at 8, so we had to kind of see what was going to happen.
Sorry about that.
But we're hoping some people still hop on in to say hey.
You can gauge our time to be 7:30 to 8. At any
Yeah.
given point, we'll be coming in.
Yeah, I think
Sliding
we should
in.
just put that in there.
I know, right? Yeah.
Casually late.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
So anyway, this is Two Chicks Tell All. It's your girl Tay Tay here.
And CC.
And, casually late like always.
Right, yeah.
So,
Well, we're here.
We are here. So, those kids are going to be going back to school this week.
Yeah, back to school. Can you believe it's already that time of year again?
I know, right?
People are posting their first day of school pics. You see all.
I always love to see those.
Those are cute. I have no kids, so you never see any.
I don't have any kids yet either, so I just like, hemming and hawing over other people's kids.
Yeah, and it's crazy to see how much some of them shoot up in a year or so. What's crazy to me is the ones that that you see now that are more like teenagers going into high school, and you knew them like from when they were probably like born or to the point of being very small. You know what I mean? So it's like, holy crap, they've really grown up. Like my neighbor's kid, when I lived in Columbia, I lived there so long between the time she got pregnant and had this kid and then him graduate from high school and all that, so that's kind of wild to see, especially if it's not your kid.
Yeah. And then the kids I used to babysit, like I babysat them, like starting out whenever they were like 1.5 and 4. And now they're like 8 and 6. And I'm just like, I can't believe it. Like, where did time go? I remember rocking the little one to sleep and now can't even pick her up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. Hi, Dawn. Good to see you.
The last ones I babysat, actually, because I did this for a friend of mine. She was a good friend of mine. And I was still was in between. I was working like a lot of odd jobs anyway because I got laid off. But I actually cleaned her house. But I worked for kids. And her youngest was like still in like pull-ups, at night or whatever.
Yeah.
And the daughter, I won't say the names by any means, but the daughter was a couple years older than the boy was. Well, now she is off to college and he is entering his sophomore year in high school. So
that's crazy.
Crazy. Those are like the last ones I ever remember being around to the point where I see them now. And it's just like, wow.
But yeah, Dawn, you're not late. We're
late.
We're late.
We just got on
because we ate dinner and then we got really engulfed in like this really bad Lifetime movie and we had to see how it ended.
They're so bad.
Some of them are really bad. Some of them are really good, but a lot of them are just like so bad that you have to watch it.
I got sucked into some a couple weekends ago and it was like 2 in a row or something.
Yeah. Oh, I have nights.
They were bad ones, actually. They're really bad.
Oh, yeah. I have nights where if I'm not doing anything, I'll get on Tubi and just go on like a Lifetime movie spree and just watch like 3 of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's that. But that's what you do whenever you work 2 jobs and you don't have a whole lot of time and you just want to relax.
Right, yeah.
That's kind of what I do.
And no brain TV.
Right. Definitely no brain TV.
But yeah, so tonight we're going to touch on some topics about like the whole back to school thing and dibbling into some other like statistics and some suggestions for like career paths. And Tay-Tay's got some list of like online colleges and stuff and like the best ones kind of out there. And
yeah, I think we're focusing more on like college.
Yes.
As opposed to like elementary, just because I feel like that's more of like our target audience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is going to be like the college age kids and college age people and beyond is going to be more of like who listens to us. So we're kind of targeting just like the college realm. So I kind of came up with the most popular majors this year in the United States, which I found a list online. So number 1 is business. So business majors are going to be the number 1 popular college major in the United States. So the number of bachelor degrees conferred is 387,851. So business is by far the most popular college major in the US today. It has held steady in the top position for many years. In fact, the last time that business was not the most popular major in the nation was way back in 1975 when education held the top spot.
Oh yeah, I could kind of see that. In education now, people don't want to really teach. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like dangerous out there now.
So, some different types of degrees that you could get into with business because, there's different like outlets within business: marketing, finance, accounting, entrepreneurship, and international business. So, the job growth rate is 9% for finance jobs, and the median salary is $65,000 a year.
Not
So,
bad.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, this was something I didn't kind of know till I started selling real estate and the broker I work for. But the University of South Carolina has like the top international school of business.
Yeah.
It's ranked number 1, which is kind of like pretty cool, So go Cox.
Right. So, number 2 was health professions. So, nursing is the most common major within the umbrella category of health professions. Majors in these areas have never been more popular. Over the last decade, the number of health profession majors has nearly doubled. So, the number of bachelor degrees conferred is 257,282. So, the types of degrees that you can get within the health profession field, which it looks like I didn't get all those for some reason. Let's see. So that would be like nursing and being a doctor and
physical therapy.
physical therapy. Yeah, for some reason it cut off at the job section of that, so I didn't get all of those. But I think you guys kind of understand the different realms of health professions. So the median salary is $63,000 a year, and the job growth rate is at 6%. So that's pretty good. Social sciences and history is number 3. The number of degree seekers in the social sciences has remained fairly constant over the 70s, 80s, 90s, and throughout the 2000s. This broad category covers a number of popular majors, which are outlined further below. So the number of bachelor degrees in this field conferred this year is 161,164. So the types of degrees that you can get within this realm would be history, sociology, anthropology, economics, and political science. The job growth rate is 7%, and the median salary is $64,000 a year. So that's pretty good. Number 4 is engineering. So almost 3 times as many American teens elect to major in engineering in 2022 as did 50 years ago. Amazingly, the number of engineering degrees awarded by U.S. colleges has risen every year since the turn of the millennium. So the number of bachelor degrees that have been conferred are 128,332. So some of the types of degrees, excuse me while I cough, it's allergy season. The types of degrees that are in this field are civil engineering, electrical engineering, chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, and industrial engineering, which I don't know if that field would particularly interest me, but each their own. I know that the engineering field, they make a lot of money.
Right. Yeah.
I know that much.
Yeah.
So the job growth rate is 4%, and the median salary is $93,000 a year.
Yeah, there you go.
So biology. Like with engineering, the number of biology degrees earned has skyrocketed in recent decades. To further quantify this, the figure has doubled since 2000. The number of degrees awarded annually was still in the five futures as recently as 2010. So the number of bachelor degrees conferred is 126,590. The types of degrees that you can do with biology are biology, molecular biology, microbiology, and biochemistry. The job growth rate is 9%. The median salary, 65,000. So that's still pretty decent.
Yeah.
Number 6 is psychology, something that I actually wanted to major in at one point.
That's
To
what
be
my
completely
aunt majored
honest.
in.
I don't know. I find the human mind to be completely fascinating. So
Yeah, that was her major.
So one of the most consistently popular majors of the last decade plus, psychology attracts a number of American college students each year. While those seeking to be counselors and psychologists will require advanced degrees, many enter alternative professions. For example, some with psychology degrees enter sales, business, healthcare, and management, among others. So the number of bachelor degrees conferred is 119,968. So the types of degrees that you can get into within this particular realm is psychology, industrial psychology, and clinical psychology. I think that child psychology is fascinating, but
Yeah.
that's just me. And like abnormal psychology, like that type of stuff is really interesting to me. So the job growth rate is 6%. The median salary is 50 grand a year. Number 7 is computer science. Unsurprisingly, given the rise of computing in the recent decades, the number of computer science degrees conferred in 2020 was 40 times higher than the figure in 1970. Now the number 7 position in the nation, computer science shows no sign of slowing down as the massive job growth is expected in this sector over the next decade. The number of bachelor degrees conferred in computer science is 97,047. The types of degrees you can get here: computer science and information sciences. The job growth rate is 21%, and the median salary is $85,000 a year. So you can do pretty well with that degree as well. Number 8 is the visual and performing arts. No matter what trends and fads come and go in the wider world, we will always need artists of all kinds. Therefore, it is not shocking that the number of degrees issued in areas such as film, art, drama, dance, and music have remained quite popular and steady over time. Which, by the way, a fun factoid of information, your girl Tay Tay was a film major for a year and a half. It was a lot of fun. Just unfortunately, it's kind of one of those degrees where it's hit or miss. Like, even if you move to like a big city like New York or like you move to California, you're not guaranteed that you're going to make it. So I don't know if it's exactly like a steady sort of profession or something that could give you steady income. And that's what kind of scared me and made me not want to go further. Plus, I'm not going to lie, I had trouble operating a camera because back then, you know, everything was still kind of old fashioned because this was like, I don't know, this was probably like 2011, 2012. So they were still working
before like digital stuff.
Yeah, they were working a lot with like very old time stuff. But that's that. So, you know, I wanted to be a movie director too, and the fact that I couldn't work a camera kind of discouraged me from this field. But, you know, I think nowadays, you know, everything is done by like phones and like other types of fancy equipment that I could probably learn how to do it myself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I could probably teach myself how to be a movie director at this point in time.
Right, yeah.
So the number of bachelor degrees conferred, 92,332. I can't remember if I said that. Types of degree: dance, music, drama, and film. The job growth rate is 6%, and the median salary is 42,000. So we got 2 more. 9 is communication and journalism, which I actually went to school for that at one time too. I feel like I changed my major so many times that it was like ridiculous. But I kind of have.
I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do this.
I'm kind of like well-rounded. I just kind of know a little bit about everything, it seems like. So, communication journalism. While the field of journalism has changed massively with the advent of the internet and social media, the volume of students wanting to enter this profession has not. For more than 2 decades, comparable numbers of young people have earned degrees in the field on an annual basis. So the number of bachelor degrees conferred is 91,752. Types of degrees in this field: journalism, communications, and advertising and public relations. So the job growth rate is 6%, and the median salary is $54,000 a year. So the final one, because I looked up like the top 10, education is number 10 on the list. So while most majors we've looked at thus far, there has either been massive growth or rock solid stability in recent decades, education is our first exception to that rule. Incredibly, the number of education degrees earned each year by American college students today is half of what it was 50 years ago. This has led to a massive teacher shortage in the country. I can believe that because I worked in this field at one time, and I can definitely see that, things have definitely changed, unfortunately. So the number of bachelor degrees conferred is 85,057. The types of degrees that you can get in this field is general education, elementary education, special education, and early childhood. The job growth rate is 5%. The median salary is $48,000. So that's a little bit about the top 10 majors this year. So there was a lot of comments. So we're just going to go ahead and read them real quick because I like to see what you guys have to say. Dawn said, "Oh my gosh, I went to college for 9 years. I quit 2 years ago. I needed a break." Well, I would think if you went to college for 9 years that you would need a break. I definitely understand that. I was going to go back to school this fall, but I've kind of had some different financial difficulties lately, so I've decided to just kind of put it off for a little bit longer while I get my stuff together. So, but eventually Tay Tay will be going back to school. Just it's not in my cards right now. So Dawn said she studied mental health and human services. I remember you saying that before, Dawn. Oh yeah, and Chris is here. Hey, Chris. Chris was in the hospital. I'll have to ask you later about that because I didn't know that. Yeah, we'll have to get up and talk later, Chris, about that because I didn't know that. So I'll get in contact with you later because I know it's probably not something you want to heavily discuss on a public forum. So I get that. All right. But we are glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. All right. Do you want to go on with your information?
Okay.
With some of your information. We'll kind of go back and forth.
Yeah. So I just kind of looked up because a lot of people now are doing online universities and stuff, which is a very good alternative to the fact that you can do this at home, and the benefits kind of are obviously you get to kind of plan your own schedule with these universities and stuff, and so it helps you kind of be able to plan it, set your own pace, and not have to worry about showing up into a classroom. And it's also cheaper to do. So
it is.
What I looked up was just some these are kind of like the top 6 of the online universities that are out there. And most of these offer associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. But the best overall rang in as being Southern New Hampshire University, which I hear a lot about that one.
I know a lot of people that have graduated from there, and they said that it's a very good school.
Yeah, and
I actually, whenever I lived in New Hampshire, I lived 30 minutes away from there.
Yeah,
from that college.
Yeah.
So
that came in as being the top number 1. And then number 2 was Grand Canyon University.
I went to that school for a little bit.
Sweet. So you knew these. See, none of these.
Yeah, I went to that school for a little bit.
Well, I recognize Southern New Hampshire just because I think of what you see too. That one gets a lot of advertisement on TV and stuff. So Purdue Global is another one, which I think I have heard of that one before.
I have.
In reference of people getting their degree from there. And then a Lynn University, which I never heard of that one.
I have never heard of that one either.
But it was actually named twice among the nation's most interactive schools. Their ratio too, like for faculty to student ratio was like 17-1, which is kind of pretty good if you think about it.
That is good.
Very small.
Online school just never worked for me because I have ADHD, so like my brain is basically like a computer having like 10 tabs open.
Right, yeah.
Like I get easily distracted. I don't feel like I'm disciplined enough to do like a full online degree. But I know for some people they really like, being able to just like achieve a college degree in their pajamas, which I understand that. You don't have the stress of like having to worry about being at class on time. And if you're working full time, it's kind of like a good thing to just like work at your own pace. So yeah, like I understand, why it's a popular thing.
Well, and that's funny because, I work from home, so I'm totally used to that. So I wonder, maybe I should try. Maybe I should do some online. Of course, I don't know. There's no need for me to do that.
No, I was going to say, I think you got a pretty good job.
I got a pretty good job. I don't think I need to worry about educating myself anymore. Because, listen to some of those salaries and what those people make. I'm sitting here going, well, then I'm doing pretty good, I guess. I'm not going to complain. So, yeah.
Oh, hello, Donna Kay. We're glad that you joined us.
Yes, hello there, hon. All right, so the next one up on the list was University of Phoenix, which another one I've heard
advertised. You're all about that one.
Advertised more or less, yeah. Like seen them online. And then Strayer University, which is another one.
I haven't heard of that one.
That I've heard advertised.
Yeah.
But like my question is kind of, I didn't really, I guess, look this up in the sense of like, because this stuff is like supposedly on your own pace kind of thing. So like,
it kind of
do you just like sign up for these classes and then they like have these, I guess, already filmed professors that like basically do a class, you know what I mean?
Okay,
like, you still have to have like that. Yeah, you've done it before.
Yeah, so I can
how
explain.
How does that work out?
I mean,
I was like clueless because I've never taken any online classes.
It might be different now just because of how technology has really taken over since COVID has happened. So it might be different now. Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure. But back whenever I did it, which was like 2012 at some point, I think, or 2013, somewhere in that realm. Basically what it is like you could open up a class and then they would give you like the weekly assignments. And you had to like post in the discussion questions like a couple of times a week in order to like receive credit as being there, is how that worked. And then, a lot of the papers were just like online and stuff like that. But it got really complicated, like if you needed like tutoring or something like that, because you just had to do it like over the phone. Which I think nowadays, with it being more technologically driven, it would be a lot easier. But I know back then, just speaking with somebody on the phone and trying to get some tutoring in, that was pretty difficult.
I don't know if I could do that, just because I'm more of that hands-on type thing anyway, where I need to be hearing somebody, seeing somebody, presenting the stuff, like, I guess more in the manner. And
I do a lot better that way too.
Because I feel like if you're just having to sit there and listen to like what's being a pre-recorded class, then you can't pop in there and be like asking questions and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could really deal with that.
Like I said, that's why I had trouble with it. Like I do better if I can go in a classroom and sit down and like be in front of a professor in case I have questions. Like I do a lot better with that too. So I understand, how you feel about that.
But yeah, so that was kind of all I had on those. If you want to pop back in, because I've got one more little thing after that.
So I just kind of looked up some like different trends for like the college kids this year. And this was really the only information that I got. So, among the trends for students to consider in 2023 are vintage, 2000s vibes, 90s aesthetics, asymmetric, pink and blue color palette. I don't know about that.
Right?
Crochet, saw, and ruffles. If you want to develop your style and become a true fashion icon, it is best to dedicate some time to it. So that's all the information that I got on that. So it sounds like the styles for college kids, it's kind of up to you what you want to do.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
what that sounds like, because there's a lot of different things that these college kids are doing. I'm just trying to
The
think.
whole like short thing is beyond me though. How these girls dress in these shorts that like their whole almost hoo ha and booty cheeks be hanging out of them, and they think that that's like what they should be wearing.
I know that whenever I went to college back in whenever I did my trade school degree back in it was before 2017, so somewhere in that realm, like 2016 to 2017, I was finishing up. I know that I did early childhood and they wanted us to definitely be professional. So we had to dress pretty professionally for class, which I understand that because I feel like that's a good thing to get into because you're going to have to dress like a professional once you get into the field.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think it's good practice to start dressing like that whenever you're in college. So I know that that's what we had to do. But I know that girls out there like to do the hoodies and sweatpants and Ugg boots. I noticed that that's a big thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oversized bags and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, the last thing I kind of did because, there's a lot of people out there that really don't go to college, and I didn't go to college. So, I'm in that, I guess, percentage or whatever at this point. But I was just lucky enough to really be able to land a decent job with a company in a business that this lady kind of took me under her wing and said, hey, if you want to learn this business, then I'll teach you everything you need to know.
Right.
And so I worked for that company I started with them when I had just turned 18. And I worked for them for 16 years. And when I left there, I was their state auditor and their training manager. So, and I was teaching CLE classes to real estate lawyers. So, I did pretty well. And so I was lucky, and my brother actually kind of the same situation. He didn't go to college and he ended up getting in the printing business and worked for this company for a while. And then ended up getting an offer with this other company, which was kind of a good thing because that other company closed down. But
right.
The one he went to work for, he's now worked for her for, I think, close to 15 years. And he works print presses and stuff like that. And it's just, he does really well too. So we were just, I think, both blessed, but his son didn't go to college, but he's a real hands-on type kid, got a job with a surveying company and now is working for this company that does steel and doing very well for a 26-year-old. He's making really good money. So this was just some of the jobs that were trade skill jobs, that were basically in high demand for 2023. So a residential electrician, which obviously everybody needs an electrician.
Yes. Definitely.
I mean, I've had to call one. I'm lucky enough now in this house I'm in, I'm renting. So when anything majorly goes bad or something messes up and I have to, I end up having to call the landlord and then he calls people. But yeah, I've had to have an electrician come out. So that's ranked up in the top number one. And their average salary can range to be about $60,000, which is really a nice salary.
So yeah, if you're into HVAC or being an electrician or plumbing, a lot of those fields, at least here in South Carolina, they do really well. They could make up to $40 an hour sometimes, from what I hear, which is pretty good.
Yeah. So that's up there with kind of the top one. And then plumber, of course, ranks at number 2, which kind of, hand in hand, plumber, electrician, and everything. And a lot of times, it's really good if you can find you a good, handyman that can do all that stuff. But if
Yeah.
you do have to really rely on just individual people, then call your plumber.
So my stepdad and my boyfriend both are very handy whenever it comes to that type of stuff. So I'm actually pretty lucky that I can just like call one of them and they'll come fix
I
whatever.
know, right? Hey, this is acting up. I need to come check it out. So yeah, and their average salary comes in even around like 59,000. So, and these are jobs like mostly require like licenses and stuff like that.
Which a lot of those places, they'll hire you and then pay for you to
right,
go to
yeah,
school.
yeah.
So that's another thing that you could possibly think about if you want to get into that.
Yeah, a lot of these programs can be completed within like 8 to 12 months. So another good thing, After that, of course, falls in with your HVAC technician.
I just had to call one of them.
Exactly. Always need those, especially if you're in places where it's so dang hot, like everywhere
They costed me a lot of money.
Yeah, not cheap at all. Their average salary comes in a little bit less. It's kind of around like 48,000. But again, with that one, you just have to get required, like do an EPA certification to work in that field, and you could do online classes for that as well. So construction and then carpentry fall in kind of under that, which that salary on those is about the same at 48,000. But I'm telling you what, if you can get yourself in good,
yeah,
with your business, because I have a cousin of mine down in Florida, and he has his own like cabinetry business where they do custom cabinetry and stuff, and he's like making really good money. I mean, he's done houses down there that are like 15,000 square feet
awesome
houses that he's like doing custom cabinets and stuff like that in.
Yeah, I work at a
making damn good money doing that.
I work at a hardware store, so I see a lot of construction and stuff like that. And I'll tell you one thing: those men work hard.
Right.
I constantly see them in there. So if you're looking for a steady job where you're always going to have work, construction, I feel like is definitely something that is good for that.
Oh yeah. And there's like literally with that, you have to have your high school diploma or equivalent to that. And then basically do like a combination of trade school and then like on job training. So that's not, that's something you might can get kind of certified in a little bit sooner than if you had to go through like some of these 8 to 12 month program. Industrial engineering technician kind of comes in around there, which there's kind of really a high demand for those people, and they obviously work to prepare equipment and machinery and plants and stuff like that. Their average salary comes in about 60,000, which is a little bit more up there. And same, actually, with that one, you kind of need to have more of like what's relevant to like an associate's degree.
Right.
Auto mechanic. And now, again, I think some of these are kind of lowball because I think depending on where you work and maybe how you're established with a company or whatever, you might make a little bit more than what some of these are in, because this one's like at 46 too.
Right.
And that's like trade school training, technical school and stuff like that.
Right.
Landscaping designer. That's something that, hey.
You don't even have to go to school to be a landscaper.
Right, yeah. Really. I mean, that is probably one of the things is like, you really don't have to have anything concrete to say you did that, just probably experience. Because
you kind of just have to want to work a lot.
Right, yeah.
Because they work their butts off. Yeah.
I mean, the guy that does my lawn, I mean, he's getting paid $40 for my little yard. And I forgot one time how many yards he told me he cut in a month. And I like multiplied it up, even if it was just like $40 per yard. And I mean, it was like a lot of money, like 10 grand or something for like a month, so, and that one does come in a little bit higher, like $51,000. So yeah, those are kind of like your most basic, like trade type jobs that are out there, and what you can kind of come in at if you're considering something like that.
So Dawn said Dawn was giving her input on the online classes. She said mine were scheduled classes, and if you missed the live, you watched the class on replay and did the work due by deadline that they gave.
Okay, so you had, okay.
So yeah, yours sounds a little bit different than what mine
Right,
was.
yeah.
But yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, surely if they, with all there is out there now, they would probably be able to tape it and live stream it. So yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. But that is kind of cool though that you wouldn't have to really be in the class.
I know, right? You could just be in your underwear.
Yeah, I know, right?
Taking classes.
Yeah, it's funny. It might. So everybody always says I'm weary about like, and I work with a laptop, but I use 2 other monitors. So the laptop, I don't use that screen on that monitor. It's just to power it up and really feed everything in there on the other monitor. So I have it turned where it's facing my wall because that's where the camera is. And I was like, you never know. I don't want people to think somebody might could be like busting in on my computer camera and be looking up on me in there working in my PJs and stuff.
Oh my God. You never know though.
I know, right? Her girl, I'm telling you.
Listen, those
I have
people
it
that are in
turned.
those people that are in computer sciences might be trying to hijack
Right?
stuff.
You never can be too sure about that shit. I'm like, no thanks.
I
I'm not
watch
gonna-
too much TV.
I'm turning that shit away. Well, before when it was turned to the, I did have it faced, which it still wasn't up on my desk. It was down low. But I had a Post-it note flipped over on that bitch so that it would hide the camera.
I don't blame you. All right. So I looked up, so Cece did like online colleges and talked about trade schools. So I looked up like the top 10 like universities in 2023. So Massachusetts Institute of Technology was number 1.
Oh yeah, I do hear that's like an amazing
Stanford
school.
University was number 2. Harvard University was number 3. The California Institute of Technology was number 4. Yale University was number 5. Princeton University was number 6. And then University of California, the Berkeley campus, came in at number 7. The University of Cambridge came in at number 8. The University, let's see, I must have, where's my list at? Okay, there we go. Sorry, my phone was acting up. The University of Oxford and then the University of Chicago were the ones that were ending the list. What was that?
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of like the top 10 list of just like top colleges this year. Yeah, so I guess that's all that I have for that.
Yeah, that was all I did. It's kind of a little last minute of my research as always. Tay-Tay's usually pulling the big load on our cast anymore. We just need an exciting topic. Y'all have to help us out.
Yes.
We need something really cool to talk
whenever
about.
we move in together, I think it's going to be more interesting.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. I know, right? We'll be having like every other night podcast.
Oh my God. Y'all be popping on to say hey.
I can see it now that I really wish. So I have a fireplace in this house, but it doesn't, like, it needs some work. Yeah. And I'm almost determined if the damn landlord's not going to pay to have it done, since I'm going to be here another winter and everything, then it would be cool to have it fixed and be able to burn like little fireplace that we could do.
Drink some wine and have some s'mores.
Night by the Fires podcast or something. We'll have to think of something really creative, but something totally off the wall that we would have to
like different segments for like our podcast.
Right. It would have to be something so different than what we do.
So Dawn,
we could almost do like book. I know this is what we could do.
Yeah, go for it.
We could do like a book reading, and we could just have,
dramatic.
We could even post video, but the video would be of the fireplace. Yeah. And you and I could be in the background, and we could read a book. Like we could do a book. We could pick a book.
Yes, that would be fun.
A book that's like out there that maybe is like on the top bestseller or something. And we could do like a reading, and we could read like chapters every night. Yeah. That's what we could do, Day.
Pick like a smutty book.
Do that.
Pick like a smutty book.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, that's priceless.
Like a pornographic.
Yeah, we could have. Oh my God, that's so good. We got the fireplace in the background, and us. You would not be able to see our faces, but We could really, that would be the opportunity to have the camera on, but we could have the fireplace in the background, and
Or we
we do
could just put a
readings.
fireplace like on the little emblem where two chicks tell
Oh, but it
always.
would be better to really have it shown.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be good.
Oh my gosh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Because we could even get daring. Sometimes we might could pop our little hand in there.
Right? Well, people already,
Hey.
people know what I look like from my other YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we might could do that. We could be able to get
Yeah.
some cool videos and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, that'll be cool. So.
Yeah, Dawn, you did give us an idea last week. That was pretty fun. Looking
Yes.
up all the inappropriate songs and
Oh my God.
Lucille Bogan. That was fun.
Still making me realize how funny it was in the sense that some of the songs that I never would have thought would have been dirty songs, but then when you played them and you really listen to the lyrics, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that now. Like that was pretty cool.
Yes. But yeah. I think that's about all that I have. I'm trying to think if there's any new like interesting life updates. Oh yeah, I got an AC. I don't know if we discussed this last week.
Yeah, take out our
But
AC
I
fix.
got my AC finally hooked up and it was like pretty expensive, but you know, we got air. My house
There you
feels like a refrigerator now, so we're good.
Yay.
So I would rather it be cold than hot. Because at least if it's cold, I can go.
I hate the
cold. Go put me
heat
some
was
blankets
so
on.
bad. Oh my God. I know it's been nice because I don't like to really turn my air down that low if it's so hot out. So I don't want to. So luckily, since it was cooler last night and everything, I bumped it down another degree.
Yeah.
To the point where I have to pull my small little comforter up a little bit. That's when I can like sleep the best. You know,
Yes.
is when it's like a little more chillier. So yeah, I'm enjoying these cooler nights. I can drop that AC down another degree.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because I haven't really been doing too much this summer. Although I discovered something this summer that now I am a huge fan of, and that's flea markets. If you have not gone to a flea market, you need to go to a flea market because those things are fun. So whenever I moved into my condo, I had gotten rid of all my DVDs. Like I had a big DVD collection, but I got rid of them because I needed to downsize. Well, not knowing that my condo came with a DVD player. So I'm like, well, I don't have any DVDs anymore. So what? So how do I use this DVD player? Well, I went to a flea market and they had a bunch of DVDs on sale. So I went and got me some movies.
There you go.
So at like really cheap for like $1 a piece. Or some less than that. I think it was like $4 for $1.
Damn, I got some
for some of them.
I got a box of them in a closet
Yeah,
in my
so
front room.
I've been enjoying that.
This
I
is
finally
Sex in the City series. Have you seen any of this?
I think I watched some with you.
I
But
got the first
I
one.
learned how to use my DVD player, so that's been kind of fun.
Yeah.
I was my boyfriend was over the other night and I was laughing because I told him, I said, you got to watch this movie. It's really good. We were watching Swimming Pool. I don't know if anybody has ever seen it, but it's kind of like an independent film. It has like, I think it was made by a French director, but it's all in English. But it's pretty racy, especially if you watch the unrated version. It's pretty racy, but you need to go watch that one if you haven't watched it. So it's a real good one, especially because like there's just a lot of like crazy shit that happens in like the whole movie. So I told my boyfriend, I'm like, you need to watch this one. He goes, okay. He's like, I will. I said, don't fall asleep. Because he has a tendency to fall asleep, like if he's really relaxed and he's just like chilling on the couch. Like he'll fall asleep. So I'm like, don't fall asleep. I said, you gotta watch this one because it's good. So he's like, quit looking at me. I'm not falling asleep. I'm like, okay. So we're about halfway through whenever like the movie's really like picking up and getting good and like crazy stuff's happening. I look over and my boyfriend has his head down and he's snoozing away. I was like,
honestly,
and then he woke up at the end of the movie. He goes, what did I miss? I said, I said, you just missed a whole lot of craziness. So I caught him up on what happened because he caught like bits and pieces because he would like wake up for a minute and then go back to sleep. So he caught like bits and pieces. So I just filled him in on like the footnote version. But I said, you missed some crazy shit. He goes, well, now he goes, I took that little snooze. I'm awake now. And I'm like, well, babe, I'm like, I got to be at work in the morning. It's time to go to bed. So it was kind of funny, but it was just kind of funny looking over and he's like conked out snoozing on the couch. And then I had a blanket because I was kind of getting comfortable and he's like, "Hey," he goes, "give me some of that blanket." So I had to give him some of the blanket, but it was funny. So yeah, I got a DVD player and I'm really excited about it. I'm very old fashioned. Like I even have a vinyl record player and I love
Hell,
it.
those are back in style now.
Yeah, I love it. I love listening
Those
to
are popular.
some old music.
I think
on
I
there.
even trashed some of the old ones I had just because when I moved out, I didn't have anything to do with them or nobody wanted them
Yeah.
or whatever. So I think I just ended up throwing the damn things away. I hate to say it, but
Yeah, so
maybe I tried to take them to Goodwill.
sorry,
I don't know.
allergies. But yeah, so it's been fun, just kind of exploring some of the things that I forgot that I had. So that's been fun. But I've just been working a lot, so I haven't really been out much. I feel like I kind of just want to hit the bar.
Yeah, I know we haven't.
I
been out
haven't
really.
been I haven't been
We'll
out
have to
to
go
hit
out
the
this
bar.
weekend. I think it's not supposed to be.
I
like
have
this
plans
hot.
this weekend.
Oh damn, girl!
Because
weekend?
well, maybe because my friend wanted to go to this like thing at the House of Blues, and I didn't really want to go, but I was like, if you want to go and want somebody to go with you, like I'll go, like
Right.
like I ain't got an issue with that. And then I guess like my boyfriend has some family coming in from out of town, so I guess I'm supposed to be doing something with them. So it's kind of going to be a pretty packed weekend. I took off this whole weekend, and that's going to be fun. The fact that I don't have to work this weekend because I haven't had a weekend off in like a really long time. It seems like so it'll be nice, yeah, to just kind of get recharged.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about all that I have to share. Do you have anything to share?
I think I'm good, girly.
Yeah. So, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the interesting chats and the input that you guys give us. And Dawn, if you have any more crazy ideas, don't be afraid to hit my Facebook Messenger. Because that one idea was good. So, if you have any other ideas, do not be afraid to throw them our way because we'll look up anything pretty much. But I think I kind of wanted to do like one this week that wasn't unhinged because I feel like we did 2 back-to-back that were like pretty unhinged.
Yeah.
So I think we needed to kind of slow it down and simmer down a little bit and do
a
little bit more appropriate one. Yeah.
There you go.
Because we do like to keep up with current events somewhat too. On Two Chicks Tell All. So that is a current event, school starting soon.
There you go.
So, got to keep up with it.
Ooh, Liquid IV. I get my stuff tomorrow.
That stuff is so good.
So good. Sorry, the TV's always on in the background because we do this in my living room. And they're showing the commercial for that Liquid IV. And if you have not had that and you want something that's like, that has a lot of like the electrolytes and vitamins and stuff, you just mix it in with water too. Like, it's the best stuff ever. Like, the best thing to do is if you know you're really going to be going out and drinking it and tying one on, is drink one before you go out.
And drink one before you go to bed.
Yeah. Because you won't really be hungover. Now, if you don't remember to drink it before you go out, but you still drink it the next morning and after you wake up, it still helps. Trust me. I've known. I've felt it like immediately. Like, you have to drink the whole thing, but once you drink the whole thing, then you feel like, okay, I'm better. Like, it's amazing. And they have a lot of flavors. Like, I ordered the ones off of Amazon today.
The strawberry one is really good.
That's my favorite. So we'll order some of those because they're kind of cheaper, I think, if you get them on there because you get a bigger pack of them.
Yeah, I got some knockoff ones on Amazon.
They're just not as good. Like,
to me, they've been fine. And I drink a lot of the Body Armors too.
Yeah, those aren't bad.
Because they taste pretty good too, and they don't have a whole lot of weird junk in them.
I bought those peach ones in there. I didn't like those for some reason.
I try to do the low calorie ones if I can.
Well, these don't have a lot of sugar in them. Yeah, which is good.
But the regular ones aren't really that bad either. If I remember right.
Yeah.
So I usually drink one of those in the morning because I've been getting into a habit of doing an emergency packet.
Yeah.
Because everyone's sick right now, and I kind of just want to build up my immune system. So I'll drink like a body armor with like my emergency packet, and that seems to make it go down a lot easier.
Yeah, that's some good stuff too.
So that's what I typically do. I want to try, I don't know if any of y'all watch TikTok, but well, I don't really watch TikTok. This was like on YouTube Shorts. They have that girl that does the cottage cheese and mustard. Have you seen her?
No.
Okay, so there's this girl on YouTube Shorts, and she makes like a lunch plate, and she dips a whole bunch of different stuff in cottage cheese and mustard. And supposedly it's like the next big thing. She has like chicken apple sausage. She has like raw veggies, and she'll dip that all in like the cottage cheese and mustard. And like everybody is hopping on this trend and trying it because I guess it's good for like an inflammation type of diet. Like if you want to cut down on inflammation.
Well, I like some. I mean, I like cottage cheese, and there's a brand that makes this one where it's like the cottage cheese is on the bottom, and there's some fruit like puree stuff on the top, and you can mix that in with the cottage cheese.
Yeah,
like those are my faves. But yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
So
a lot of like of the what do they call it? It's for ladies to help fight off the crap. Buy it, whatever's in there.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I mean?
she'll
Like
she dips like raw carrots and like raw broccoli and raw cauliflower, and she makes like a little lunch plate, and like it looks really good. And like a whole bunch of people have been trying it. Well, she also came out with her own brand of electrolytes, which look like they're really good. And she makes like they're like watermelon candy or something.
Oh, yummy. That
and
sounds good.
I want to try them, but I was looking on Amazon and I'm like, I can't afford that. Yeah. I think it's like $40 for like the little tin of it. Yeah.
No way.
I'm like, I don't even know if I'll like it. What if I don't like it and I've just invested that money in it? I wonder if she has like sample packs of it.
That Liquid IV stuff, I think it's still the bomb.
Yeah, the Liquid IV is really
I
good.
can tell, like it's not immediate, like in the sense of but when you get done with drinking the entire thing, you do feel like different from when you started drinking that thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have the tropical punch, or the ones in there now. I'm having some lemon lime, but that strawberry is the best.
The strawberry one is the best.
Friday, I'm excited.
Woo-hoo. Passion fruit, I think, is the other good one too. That's a good tasting one.
They have a lot of flavors. There's even like a strawberry lemonade. But
we're not endorsed by Liquid IV, but we wouldn't mind if you want to give us some free stuff.
I know, right?
Well,
that's right. Liquid IV.
Yes, we'll endorse you. It's all good.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about it.
Yep.
So as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, send us emails, talk to us. We love it. We love the interaction. It's a good time.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we'll get in touch with y'all next week.
That's right. Same time, same place.
Same time, it might be
7:30 today. Give us the window.
I think
we'll take the window now.
Yeah, 7:30 to 8 because
we'll take the window period.
Stuff happens.
Yeah, but we actually did have the meal prep thing planned, and we were eating, but we still were right about 7:30. Anyway, whatever. We'll do better next week. Well, not movie, better, but yeah. Oh, then we had to watch the movie.
Yeah, that movie caught us.
I'll tell you what. Don't watch Lifetime. No, I'm just kidding. Watch Lifetime.
It's strangely addicting.
I know, right? All right. Well, you guys have a good week.
Yes, have a good week.
Peace out.
Peace out. Love y'all.